My question for you is, if I'm a young technical first time founder and maybe don't have a strong background in marketing, what are some things I need to know when I'm looking to hire for this function?
Absolutely. And first, it's really exciting that I've seen way more technical founders think about this marketing function a little bit earlier than I saw in the past. And we can get into really why I think that is and what that means. But to kind of narrow in on your question, I would say think about budget. Be realistic because it's not only budget for the hire, it's budget so that your marketers can do things.
Mm,
And by do things, I mean host anything from meetups to side events to rarely, but sometimes impactful, like paid ads. Like
mm.
think about budget and know what's realistic. I would also really, really encourage these founders to think about what success looks like when it comes to marketing and be realistic and have realistic conversations with your team that you already have, as well as these potential candidates, because I've seen in the past a lot of confusion and it makes sense. This function can be huge and all encompassing and very, very overwhelming, but make sure you've clearly defined to yourself and in the conversations to your candidates, like, what does this actually mean to you? Because
Mm.
maybe you think that you need just a growth marketer or just a social media person when really you need a holistic view on brand and thought leadership. So there's that overlap when it comes to
The
communications.
storytelling.
Yeah. And that's so key to what we do in Web3. I'd say like growth, marketing, brand, communications. A lot of times this is going to be one giant umbrella without those tiny separate functions parsed out, especially when you're just starting to hire for a marketing, person or any sort of marketing role. I would say, lastly, be a little wary of individuals that seem to be spending more time promoting themselves across the board than the projects
Mm.
they're working with. And by that, I mean, there are folks out there who are just fantastic at marketing themselves.
Like
They are,
KOL, like KOLs and stuff.
yeah, to a degree, and like there's the big newsletter maybe that they have or a huge audience. And I think that's great. But at times that does not translate into any sort of growth for your project. It
Mm.
just translates into another paycheck for them. And I'm not saying that all of these types of marketers are like this. Yeah. But I have seen this happen before. So make sure that, once you have that role defined to a degree, that you're bringing someone on that is really in it and able to execute for you as
Mm.
well. And it's not just about their own image.
Wow, that's a
Um,
great point. I never thought about that, but it makes so much sense.